Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is chair. C-H-A-I-R.
Oh, you can spell, too.
You bet your life. It's Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood and brought to you by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The dealers who bring you America's most talked about new car, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto, and the exciting new Plymouth. See them both at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, drag him out here. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples.
Well, Groucho, our first couple, Miss Marge Riley and Mr. Arnold Lightus, were chosen from our studio audience just before we went on the air. And here they are. Folks, please come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Miss Marge Riley, eh? Where you from, Margie?
I'm from Okemah, Oklahoma.
Where's that?
Okemah, Oklahoma.
Okemah. Well, where is Okemah?
It's in Okfuskee County.
Oh, why didn't you say that, huh? Where's Okfuskee County?
It's in Oklahoma.
It's near Okemah, I suppose, huh? Now, what did you do in Okemah?
I went to school and I lived on a farm.
You lived on a farm? Oh, really?
Yes, I did.
Well, you don't look like a farmer. You haven't got a plow with you or a rake or anything? What did you do on the farm, Marge?
Oh, I fed the chickens and fed the hogs and chopped wood and chopped cotton.
You chopped the hogs, did you say?
No, I fed the hogs.
Don't they call it slop the hogs, huh?
I didn't. That was nice.
Well, what is the difference between slopping a hog and feeding a hog?
Well, there is a difference.
Well, what is the difference?
Our hogs were grain-fed.
And Arnold Lightus, is that your name?
Lightus.
Lightus. That's an odd name, Lightus. I knew your brother, Tonsil, very well. That's a Greek name, isn't it?
No, it's a Polish name. Originally it was spelled Lejtizouski.
How did you pronounce it then?
Lightusowski.
Oh. Now, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Oh. I thought maybe you were a 10-foot pole. You know, they... No, they use them a lot of times. You know, when you meet a girl and you say, I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole, and I thought maybe this fellow was one of those. What sort of work do you do?
Well, I manage a cheese sales company. We sell cheese.
You sell it all alone by yourself?
No, actually, I work for my father-in-law. He's a cheese distributor.
Well, keep your opinions of your father-in-law to yourself. Right? What do you do there?
Well, I'm the manager. I sort of keep the wheels in motion with regards to sales promotions and policies and that type of thing.
You sound pretty vague. What you actually mean is that you married the boss's daughter, huh? You know, I'm kind of at a loss with you, Mr. Arnold. The only cheese jokes I know are very old ones. And unlike cheese, they don't improve with age. I suppose you're familiar with the one about Swiss cheese, huh?
Which one is that?
Well, you know, Swiss cheese has all those holes in it because it needs the ventilation.
That's not true. Cheese doesn't smell.
Well, you go to your delicatessen, I'll go to mine. I don't object to you punching holes in your cheese, but don't punch holes in my jokes. Now, tell me, just what is cheese? I'd be interested in your definition, since you're an expert.
Well, cheese originally is milk.
If you want to start at the beginning, it's originally grass. What are some of the more popular cheeses you handle?
Well, there's cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese, Jack cheese.
Jack cheese, I know him very well.
Jack cheese.
Live right across the street.
Romano, Roquefort, blue cheese, provolone.
What is blue cheese? Is that a cheese that's despondent? How do you serve cheese at home?
Oh, we serve cheese at home all the time.
You do, huh?
We have it. We can have it for every meal.
You can.
We can. It's an illustration. We use grated cheese on eggs, or we use cheddar cheese for a cheese omelet. In fact, a friend of mine puts a square of Liederkranz on his hotcakes every Sunday morning, which is a rather unusual thing. And you can use cheese for lunch in a salad, blue cheese or grated cheese, or with sandwiches, Swiss cheese. For dessert, Belle Pieds, Port de Salute, with crackers or fruit and coffee, and then.
Well, how much do I owe you so far? That's one of the finest meals I've ever had. Huh? I want to meet this fellow that puts cheese on hotcakes. Well, I know you're anxious to win some money here tonight, so in just 1 minute you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. Right now, there's something I want you to hear concerning the distinguished 1953 DeSoto. Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. Out of our list of 20 categories, you selected number 19, common words containing men's names. Now, here's your first question. How much will you bet? And talk real loud.
What do you think?
Well, let's hold back a penny.
Okay.
1999.
All right, 1999. What is the word containing a man's name that means a sore or pulled muscle?
Charlie Horse?
Charlie Horse is right. I knew Charlie Horse very well. He was a blood brother of Jack Cheese. They used to go around together.
You now have $39.99.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of this sum will you bet on this one?
All but a penny.
All but a penny.
All but a penny. What do you call the British military flag? It contains a man's name.
The Jack. Flying Jack, isn't it? Union Jack.
Union Jack
Union
Cheese.
Jack.
I know him very well.
You now have $79.97.
That's the other brother, Union
Let's
Jack
bet it
Cheese.
all.
Now, how much are you going to bet?
All of it.
All of it. What do you call a man who makes his living cutting down trees for commercial use?
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack is right. That's Lumberjack Cheese. That's another brother.
You've
Whole
now,
family of these Jacks, huh?
you've now climbed to $159.94.
All right, and here's your last chance to be the other couples. How much are you going to bet?
All of it.
What do you call the man whose business it is to climb high buildings to make repairs?
Steeplejack.
Steeplejack is right. Put it there, kid.
And you wind up with $319.88.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers.
Groucho, we invited some college girls to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Isabel Stewart. Her partner, Mr. John Marder, has an interesting hobby. So, folks, come on in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $1,000. $100. And divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Isabel Stewart, now you're the college girl, eh?
Yes.
How old are you, Isabel?
21.
21. Are you married?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, I'd like to get an education.
You get an education, you won't want to get married. What do you want an education for? Do you want to be smarter than your husband?
No, I kind of like my husband to be smarter than I am.
Well, it takes a very smart wife to make her husband think he's smarter than she is. That's a little philosophy, you see. We throw that in. We don't charge anything for that.
Good.
It's of no value, but it's a gratuitous piece of philosophy here and there. It's very helpful at times. Mr. John Marder, huh?
That's right, sir.
You don't look like a martyr. That's you, isn't it?
That's right, sir.
Sir, who are you talking to? I thought he was addressing you. Oh, that's me?
That's you.
Well, that's more like it. Thank you very much. I deserve a little respect around here. Make a note of this, Fenneman, will you? Where's that bounder, huh? Where are you from, Sir John? John, sir?
I'm from England.
From merry old England, eh? What part of England?
Nottingham.
Nottingham? We say Nottingham.
Nottingham?
We say Nottingham, yes. That is if you work in a packing plant. What college do you attend, Isabel? That's a very pretty name, Isabel.
Thank you very much. I go to J.C. Pierce J.W. Pierce Junior College.
Oh.
C.W.
I thought that was
Pardon me.
Are you sure you're not in kindergarten? You go to J.C.W. Pierce, kindergarten. Now, where is that?
That is in Canoga Park.
Oh, I didn't know there was a college in Canoga Park. Oh. What are you taking in college?
I'm majoring in beef production.
In beef production?
Yes, sir.
You mean you coach the football team? Or is this a cow college?
No, it's an agricultural college.
Oh, I didn't know we had one of those around here. What all do they teach at this place?
Well, they have liberal arts and floriculture and swine husbandry, sheep husbandry.
Swine husbandry? You mean you have to go to college to know that all husbands are swine? You have a football team there?
Not this
Isabel?
year.
I guess that's logical. You wouldn't want to spend all week feeding the pigs and then on Saturday you get out and kick them around. I'm curious, Isabel. Why should an attractive young girl like you go into beef production? Does somebody give you a bum stare at some time?
No, I've always just loved animals, and I saw my opportunity to go to Pierce, and I just went to Pierce, and I love
do
it.
you have a song there, a college song, like Cow Cow Boogie or something like that? You sing Swine Women in Song? Now, tell me, Mr. Marta, Mr. Fenneman says you have we're very polite around here, aren't we? Everything is prefaced with Mr. Tell me, John, Fenneman says you have an interesting hobby. Just what is your hobby?
I'm president of the Southern California Cricket Association.
Oh, really? I've got 3 crickets at my house. They've been keeping me awake for years. Tell us something about cricket. What is it like?
Well, to the Englishman or people born in England, it's pretty much the same as baseball is to an American.
That's ridiculous. What fun is there in beating an umpire with a tea bag? Or do you just throw the puck? Cricket is a pretty old game, isn't it? Yeah.
That's right. It's been played in England since the 13th century.
Well, Satchel Paige has been playing baseball since the 12th century. Do you have any famous players like Babe Ruth? You know, he hit 60 home runs in one season.
Yes, we have. We have one young man that scored 628 runs in one inning.
Oh, a pitcher's battle, eh? Now, how could a man possibly score 628 runs in one inning?
Well,
Riddle me that.
First of all, Groucho, he on each hit, on a long hit over the fence, there's 6 runs in cricket. If you
Why do you get 6 runs if you hit the ball over the fence?
That's the game.
Oh.
6 runs over the
Who's
fence.
responsible for these rules?
Well, the Marylebone Cricket Club in London.
Oh. How long does the average cricket game last?
Well, a first-class game in England takes 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Isabel, would you like to attend a cricket game with me sometime?
No, thank you, sir.
Why not? I think you'd get a kick out of it.
They last a little too long.
Well, don't let that bother you. You see, what I had in mind wasn't exactly cricket. Well, enough of this chatter. Let's see if you can win some real money here tonight. You're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at $1,000. Beat our other couples. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Miss Riley and Mr. Lightus won $319.88, and the secret word is chair.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected Name the City. These are all cities of the United States. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
You're the boss as well.
15.
15. Okay.
$15. If you wanted to ring the Liberty Bell in Independence Hall, what city would you visit?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is right.
You now have $35.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $35 will you bet on this question?
$30.
Is that all right with you, Mr. Bull?
That's fine.
If you wanted to sip a little tea in the famous Back Bay region, what city would you visit?
Boston.
Boston is right.
You've now climbed to $65.
How much of the $65 you going to bet?
64.
Ooh. How about 60?
All right.
$60.
Isabel, you're looking at him as though he were a cow, huh? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Shall we proceed? If you decided to check on some exhibits at the Smithsonian Institute, what city would you visit?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
You now have $125.
And it's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
The works.
Okay, that works.
The works. If you wanted to stroll along Michigan Avenue or Lakeshore Drive, what city would you visit?
Chicago.
Chicago!
And you wind up with $250.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Thank you.
Put it there, Johnny.
We have some new parents for you now, Groucho. Mr. and Mrs. Arthur E. Bishop. And here they are. Folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. You'll divide $100 if you get the secret word. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Bishop, eh? Oh, a sailor, eh? Glad to have you aboard, matey. Mrs. Bishop, what is your first name?
My name's Mary.
Mary. Well, how old are you, Mary?
I'm 19.
And Arthur, what is your age?
21.
21. What a shameful waste, huh? The time to be 19 or 21 is when you're my age. Then you can really appreciate it. Huh? What do you do in the Navy, Art?
Well, I was just promoted from a fireman to engineman third.
What's a fireman doing in the Navy? Did the Admiral tell you to go to blazes? Now, how did you happen to meet this lovely and attractive girl?
Well, she moved in down the block from me, and
you moved in right away, huh?
I already lived there.
Oh, you lucky fellow, huh?
Well, she was sitting on the front lawn with her girlfriend or her cousin, and I knew the friend next door to her, and I was talking to him, and I said, boy, she sure is cute. I would sure like to get to know her. And,
Mary, while the sea wolf was leering at you and trying to figure some sly way to meet you, what were you doing?
Well, I was trying to figure out a way to meet him.
Two minds with but a single thought. Disaster. Well, tell me, sailor, what finally happened? Did you finally wangle an introduction?
yes, I sure did.
Well, tell us about this breathless moment, Mary. What happened when
Well,
Casanova finally met you?
he came up onto the lawn and he said, "Hello, glad to meet you." Then he got in his car and drove home.
Well, he probably figured he couldn't top that line. Huh? There's no use toying with perfection. Once you etch out something as classic as that, ride along with it, huh? What was your reaction to this passionate courtship, Mary? What did you think of Admiral Farragut by this time?
Well, I thought he was terribly nice, but awfully shy.
Maybe he was just sleepy, you know. What made you think he was shy?
Well, he didn't ask me for a date until 2 years later.
Well, I'd say he was pretty shy, all right. Maybe he was just shy of funds. Where did you go on the first date?
We went to a drive-in movie.
Well, that explains it. He wasn't shy. He was just waiting for a double feature, that's it. What happened after that first date with Mary?
Joined the Navy.
Apparently there's something about this girl that makes you want to hit the road. What happened next, Dodge? You joined the Navy, then what?
Well, I went through 9 weeks boots, and then I went aboard the USS Toledo and spent 9 months in Korea in battle zone, and then we returned to the States, and then that's when I put in for special leave to go home to get married.
How long have you been married, Mary?
1 year tomorrow.
Tomorrow, your first anniversary. Well, congratulations. Married a whole year. In these times, that's practically a golden wedding. Now, Fenneman says you're new parents. What is it, a boy or a girl?
We have 3 baby girls.
You have triplets? Well, shiver my scuttlebutt. Well, what do you know? Mary, you're lucky he's the shy type. Otherwise, you might have had a Boy Scout troop by this time. What did you name them, Art?
Paula, Pauline, and Paulette.
Why didn't you call him John Paul Jones?
Well, I might as well have. She names them Sally, Susie, and Sandy.
Well, you each have your own set of names, huh? Isn't this confusing to the children?
Well, they can understand.
Do they look alike, Mary?
Yes, they're identical. I can't even tell them apart.
How about you?
Yes, I can tell them apart.
How?
They have beads with their names on them.
I may pipe you overboard before we do it. Art, how are you making out in the Navy? 3 extra mouths to feed?
Well, it's pretty rough to make ends meet right now. I would like to get out and get a job. I've had a lot of experience in diesel engines and gasoline engines. Worked with them most of my life. And I'd like to get wound up in something like that.
Well, perhaps some to certainly get things done. Not only that, but you certainly know how to triple production. I really hope that all 5 of you are very happy together. Now it's time to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at a lot of money. You run your $20, and no more than our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Our first couple is still ahead with $319.88.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bill you $20. You selected songs by Nancy O'Hay Brown as your category. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$19.95.
$19.95. Give me the name of this song. Okay. Your note, Smoothie, is right.
And you're on your way. You have $39.95.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of this $39.95 are you going to bet this time?
$39.94.
$39.94. Play it, Jerry. Take a stab at it.
I think it's in When I Hold Your Hand.
No, I wish it was, kids, but unfortunately it's Paradise.
Gee.
It's a shame.
Well, they now have 1 cent, Groucho.
Here's your third question. How much of this 1 cent will you bet?
All of it.
All of it. Play this one, Jerry. Temptation. Okay, now you got 2 cents. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. You're going to bet the 2 cents, I presume. All right, play the song, Jerry.
Singing in the Rain
is right.
Well, they wind up with 4 cents.
You folks didn't win, so obviously we can't give you any more money. However, we'd like to give you triplets, $50 apiece. That makes a total of $150 for them.
Well, Groucho,
even if you didn't know the answer was Paradise, you kids are in Paradise, and you're very lucky.
Groucho, this couple wound up with their 4 cents, which means that our first couple, Miss Riley and Mr. Lightus, with $319.88. In just 1 minute, get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question.
Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Right now, here's something of importance about the beautiful 1953 DeSoto.
Well, here's Miss Riley and Mr. Lightus, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. Groucho, come on in, folks.
Well, this is the 10-foot pole and the old hog slopper. Here we go for $1,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and please no help from the audience. Are you ready? In 1814, a new set of lyrics and a new title were given to a song called Anacreon in Heaven. Anacreon in Heaven. For $1,000, what is the name of this song today? Talk it over. What is the answer you two have decided upon?
Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner. Well, congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember that the dealers who sell the distinguished 1953 DeSoto also sell the brilliant new Plymouth, the first truly balanced car in the low-priced field. DeSoto, Plymouth, two great new cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the 1953 DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Courtesy and good judgment are two keys to highway safety. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. The word tonight is people. P-E-O-P-L-E.
Oh, he spells good, huh?
You bet your life.
Really?
It's Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood and brought to you by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The dealers who bring you America's most talked-about new car, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto, and the exciting new Plymouth. See them both at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, drag him out here. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again, starting the 7th year of You Bet Your Life. I enjoyed those summer shows again, and I hope you did too. So tonight we're starting the fall season off with $1,000 for one of our couples.
Well, Groucho, we have a housewife and a police officer for you now. Mrs. Marion Shaw and Officer Fred Smith, would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Unless you're looking at it. Now, let's see. Mary Ann Shaw and Officer Fred Smith. Where are you from, Mary Ann?
I'm from Texas, Groucho. I was born...
From Texas, Groucho. Is that near here?
No, Rockport.
Oh, Rockport. Where is that near? Is that
Corpus
near?
Christi.
Corpus Christi, I see. Huh? And Officer Smith, where are you from?
Well, Groucho, I was born and raised in the northeastern part of Oregon, a small town known as La Grande, Oregon.
And why did you take it on the lam, officer?
The Army caught up with me. And
I
was called into the service.
I see. How did you meet Mr. Shaw? Marianne?
He was an accountant, and I met him through a friend that, well, he didn't exactly. I met him, but he didn't ask me to go out, and I was trying to meet him, but he wasn't trying to meet me, and
That's
took a
pretty
little
clear.
bit
You
of
haven't said anything, but it's clear. You say he was an accountant?
Yes.
Well, he was probably doing a little figuring himself, don't you think?
Well, that was my problem. I didn't think he was, so...
Well, how is it you had to do all the plotting in this romance? Wasn't he interested?
Well, I couldn't tell. That was my problem. I think he was very shy. That's why I liked him.
Oh, a shy accountant, eh? How shy was he? About 20,000 grand? Well, what did he say when he proposed to you since he was so shy? Do you remember?
He just mumbled
Did he give a good account of himself? What did he do?
Oh, he just said, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I said yes, and it was settled from then on.
You didn't even hear what he said?
Well, I thought he was probably talking about, I've been leading up the subject, and I thought he was probably, but he seemed to be agreeable, and so it was all right.
Oh. He might have been asking you if your shoes hurt or something. You said yes, huh? That was pretty dangerous, wasn't it?
Well, no,
Turned out all right, though, huh? Well, Officer Smith, let's talk about another kind of crime. I've often wondered, how does the L.A. police force compare with the other major cities?
Well, according to FBI observations, it's rated as one of the best police departments in...
FBI observations? Must be some police force if the FBI's watching them.
Mighty fine.
Say, I'm getting pretty fresh here. What kind of a cop are you, anyway? Before I get any further with this, huh?
Well, Groucho, I work uniform patrol, a radio car.
Oh, you're at the end of the dial, huh?
Yes.
You can't get anything else. You can always get the Mr. Schmaltz. Go to 433-566 over 6X. Why don't they do it in English so we can understand it too, huh?
Well, we get a lot of calls, or more or less listen to our radio all the time for instructions and calls of any type.
You listen to the radio all the time, huh? You must be smoking 5 different brands of cigarettes, huh? By the way, do you ever listen to this show on the radio?
Yes, I listen to it all the time.
Next time you arrest somebody, don't tell them Groucho sent you, huh? Well, Marianne, let's get back to you. I'm curious. How does a charming, attractive housewife spend her time? Do you belong to a bridge club?
No, I'm the national president of Thanks, Groucho, and I spend my time...
Huh? What are you thanking me for, Marianne?
Well...
I haven't done anything except insult you a few times.
Well, you spell Thanks, T-H-A-X.
Oh.
So this is different. It's a morale-building organization that keeps the individual men in Korea reminded that the people at home are behind them by directing packages.
Wait a minute. You said people, and that's the secret word.
Well,
people is the secret word, so you and your the fly cop over here each win $50. Isn't that wonderful? Now you got something to be thankful for.
Well,
Now
I already have.
Now tell us about this organization that you're the prime mover in. You sent the package to the boys in Korea?
Well, I wanted to.
I think you'd have done them more good if you'd have sent yourself there. Huh?
No, there wasn't any way for an individual person to send an individual package. So we got a drive started with the help of a club in San Diego and some friends, and we had about 3,000 packages and sent them over, and a newsletter every other week to 5,000 men in hospitals and so forth.
Well, what are your future plans with this organization?
Well, I'd like to see it fold up by having all the guys come home, but as long as they're still there, I'd like to just keep Thanks going and as many people as we can interest in it.
Well, I think that's a wonderful job you're doing. Marianne, I think most of us want to do things for the boys overseas, but usually that's about as far as it ever gets. We're all apt to forget very quickly. And if you have any packages left over, I'll give you my address later. Well, you're a real nice couple, and I wish you success in the quiz. Now it's time to win some money. In just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. Right now, I want you to pay close attention to a message about the distinguished new DeSoto.
Friends, the car you should own is a DeSoto. Why?
Because DeSoto is designed and built to give you extra comfort, extra safety, and extra performance. For extra performance, remember, DeSoto lets you drive without shifting. With DeSoto's famous tip-toe hydraulic shift with fluid drive, you simply turn the key to start, step on the gas to go. And then there's the mighty DeSoto 160 horsepower Fire Dome V8 engine, the world's most efficient engine design that gives you all the power you'll ever use and delivers that power while using regular fuel. For extra comfort, there's DeSoto full-time power steering. DeSoto full-time power steering works for you all the time, not just some of the time. DeSoto gives you comfort, too, with its Oriflow shock absorbers, which turn even the roughest roads into boulevards. Huge DeSoto power brakes give you a safe, sure stop every time, with just half the pedal pressure of ordinary brakes. Tomorrow, go to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and drive either the mighty DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the brilliantly responsive PowerMaster 6. Both great cars let you drive without shifting. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell the beautifully styled Plymouth, first truly balanced car in the low-price field.
All right, here we go. Let's see how I can bill you $20. You selected songs of the year 1940 as your category. Now, all of these songs were big hits that year. Let's see how many of them you remember. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Now, you're partners, so talk it over.
Okay.
You bet it all. All right. Give me the title of this song. Okay, Jerry.
The last time I saw Paris.
Last time I saw Phil Harris. That's right.
You now have $40.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $40 would you try?
All the way, huh?
All of it.
Okay. What is the name of this song? Play, Mr. Fielding.
Imagination.
Imagination is correct. The third question, how much will you bet?
All of it.
Okay, let's see if you can identify this one. Play, Jerry.
I'll never smile again.
Oh, this is a real fly cop, this guy. I'll never smile again.
You now have 160.
Last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to go for? All right, identify this one. Okay, Jerry.
When you wish upon a star.
When you wish upon a star is absolutely the correct name. Got us from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, Groucho, we selected Mr. George Kaufman and Mrs. Constance Nelson from among our volunteers in our audience tonight. And here they are, folks. Would you come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Constance Nelson and Mr. George Kaufman. George Kaufman, are you George Kaufman, the playwright?
No, I'm another George Kaufman.
Oh. There's only one George Kaufman. My advice to you, George, is to change your name to something else. Where are you from, George?
I was born in Russia. I was born in a small village called Yalosvetgrad. That's 100 miles from Odessa. And I left there when I was 18 months old and came direct to Los Angeles. And I've lived here ever since.
Did you come alone?
No, my mother brought me here.
Oh, you came with your mother, I see. How old are you, George?
50.
Mm-hmm. I bet you were glad to get out of Russia, huh?
Well, I'm very happy to be here.
Well, that's a pretty shifty answer. Constance Nelson, that's you. Where were you born, Connie?
Hartshorn, Oklahoma.
Now, could you give us some idea of your age, Connie? We have a pretty big radio audience, you know, and they like to form a mental picture of our contestants.
Near 50. Not quite.
Well, that's pretty vague. Most listeners, when a woman says she's around 50, assume that she's about 95. Now, you look pretty young, though, Connie. I'd say you're around 40.
Thank you.
Now, tell us, what was life like back there in Oklahoma, close to 50 years ago?
Well, it was wonderful. My mother was Polish and my father was Lithuanian.
Is that so? Well, how did they get along, Polish and Lithuanian?
They got along wonderful. I spoke Polish and Lithuanian, and I sing songs like Yes, We Have No Bananas, and Tomorrow, Tomorrow, How Happy We Will Be.
You say you sing Yes, We Have No Bananas in Polish?
I sure do.
Could you give us a couple of lines of that?
Well, I think it'll come back to me.
Well, do it in Lithuanian. We don't care. Well, do it with watermelons if you can't do it with bananas.
Tak jest, mini mami bananusi, mini mami bananusi dzisiaj.
That's very nice.
Mi mami szablaki kapusty, soboli.
Don't give us the whole bunch of bananas. Just She's going to hang on to this until it's all over. Well, be sure to tune in again next week, folks, huh? Next week we're going to do How Much Is That Doggy in the Window in Swedish. Oh, Mr. Kaufman, let's converse with you for a moment. How did you meet Mrs. K?
Through a mutual friend.
You mean an insurance company?
No.
What sort of work are you doing, George?
I have an unpainted furniture store.
Why don't you paint it?
On Los Feliz, near San Fernando Road.
Are all the stores unpainted in Los Feliz?
No, this one. Mine is. It's on Los Feliz.
Yeah.
Between San Fernando Road and Riverside Drive.
Yeah.
And it's the best unpainted furniture store anywhere. And we have the largest and best quality unpainted furniture anywhere. And we also have garden furniture. And we have the
all right, enough already.
We have the best and unpainted furniture in all styles.
Do you mind if I say a few words about the DeSoto?
And we really do. We have it in all styles.
Stop the music! Sing Yes, We Have No Bananas in Polish.
Okay, tak jest, mini mami bananusi.
Okay, you talk.
We have the best
Mini mami bananusi dzisiaj.
Very good.
Oh, yes, we have no bananas.
Not only that, we even have a catalog. We even have a free catalog. It's very good.
Well, this has been very interesting, George.
1 mile east of Riverside Drive. 1 mile west of San Fernando Road.
Well,
And
paint
we
the
have
store and
garden
I'll come over in the morning.
It's the very best. It's unpainted furniture.
Oh, yes, I understand.
The best quality.
Yes, there's no question about that in my mind.
It's on Los Feliz.
Yeah, I know. Now it's time to win some money. You run your $20 no more than the other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. Now, I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Mrs. Shaw and Officer Smith won $320, and the secret word is people.
You selected locations of cities over 100,000 in population. All of these cities are in the United States. Let's see if you can identify the state. Now, you're partners, and you have to decide between you. Here's the first question. How much will you bet?
How much do you want to bet?
All of it.
Oh, no, not all of it.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Sure, all of it.
no. Oh, no.
Oh, sure. We're going to use it anyhow.
Oh, come on, kids.
No.
Yeah, all of it.
No, how about $19?
$19?
Okay, what do you want?
$19.
Okay.
$19. In what state is the city of Shreveport? Remember, it's over 100,000 population. Talk it over.
What was it? What was it?
In what state is the city of Shreveport?
Shreveport.
Louisiana.
I don't know. Louisiana.
Louisiana.
That's right.
You now have $39.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of your 39 will you bet on your second question?
How much do you want?
All of it.
No. No, let's not bet all of it.
Okay. It's up to you. Yes.
Huh?
Yeah,
You have
it's up to
$39. How much are you betting?
37.
All right. In what state is the city of Berkeley?
California.
That's right.
now have $76.
How much of the 76 are you going to risk on this one?
How much do you want to do?
All of it.
Oh, no. No. How much do you want?
Well, just what you want to.
74.
$74. In what state is the city of South Bend? Remember, it's over 100,000 in population.
South Bend?
What state?
Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana.
That is correct.
You now have $150.
And it's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
All of it.
All of them?
Yes.
All right, let's shoot the word.
Okay.
If you win this, will you have the store painted? All right, and what state is the city of Mobile?
Alabama. Alabama.
Alabama is correct.
And you wind up with $300.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, Groucho, we have a West Point cadet and a young single girl for you now. Miss Antoinette Pagano and Cadet Craig Elliott. Would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Well, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Antoinette Pagano and Cadet Craig Elliott. A West Point cadet, eh? We're always glad to have somebody from West Point here.
I'm certainly glad to be here, Groucho.
Oh, I was wondering if you were alive. Huh? Antoinette Pagano, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yes, Groucho.
How long have you been at the Point?
I don't go to West Point.
Oh, then this ramrod here must be the cadet, huh? I never would have guessed. I thought he was part of the building, huh? What sort of work do you do,
I'm a
Antoinette?
student at the Art Center School.
You're a student?
Mm-hmm.
At the Art Center? What are you learning at this school?
Well, we're taught the elements of art and how to apply them to a professional field, such as illustration.
You're an illustrator for magazines and...
Well, I hope to be someday.
I see. And you're not married?
No.
You're very attractive.
Thank
Have
you.
you ever had a date with a West Point cadet?
No, I haven't.
Well, are you doing anything after the show?
Nothing in particular.
Good. I'll see you later. We can discuss West Point. Cadet, what shall I call you? Craig, Cadet, Mister, or what?
Cadet is appropriate, sir.
Oh, thank you. I'll just call you Craig and relax, will you?
I am relaxed, sir.
Well, loosen your girdle or something. Let your hair down. How did you get into West Point, Craig? I understand it isn't an easy thing to do.
Well, sir, I was appointed by Senator Joseph C. O'Mahony of Wyoming. I took a competitive exam with 36 other boys from the state of Wyoming. I received the highest grade in the state, and I was therefore tendered the appointment to either West Point or Annapolis, and I chose West Point. And then I took the
Could you have
entrance
gone to Vassar?
I don't believe so, sir.
Would you have preferred Vassar?
That's a difficult question, sir.
Well, no matter how fat you were when you went there, you could have left Vaseline, you know. Well, Craig, when they picked you, I think they made an excellent choice. Only do me a favor, will you? When you get back there, tell them to stop putting so much starch in your bath water. What are some of the things that happen to a young man entering West Point?
Well, first of all, the correction of posture has begun.
Yeah. Well, I've certainly succeeded there, all right.
And this is brought about by various methods, mainly just correction by the first class, who are in charge of the fourth class.
Then you have to stand like this all the time?
Yes, sir. We are at attention at all times.
Suppose you have an itch and you have to scratch.
It just goes unscratched.
What are some of the other disciplinary features of West Point?
Well, sir, we are required to sit on the forward 6 inches of our table, our chair in the dining hall.
You sit on the table at West Point?
The forward 6 inches of the chair at all meals in the dining hall. And we are required...
You're allowed to sit down during those 4 years?
Yes, sir.
Oh, pretty soft racket you've got there.
And we are also required to be at attention outside our rooms at all times. We are not allowed to speak to anyone outside our rooms without permission.
What is the purpose of all this discipline?
It is to instill in us a sense of self-discipline and to make us so that we will follow orders without questions, sir.
I saw a movie once about West Point, and all they did was stroll up and down Flotation Wharf. Is there such a place, or is that at Annapolis?
No, sir, that's definitely at West Point, and there is such a place.
Well, what exactly is a Flotation Wharf?
It is a lane that wends its way along the banks of the Hudson and beneath a rock called the Kissing Rock. And as the legend has it, the Kissing Rock is reputed to fall if any girl refuses to kiss the cadet with whom she is.
I see. This is all legendary?
The part about the rock is not legendary, sir. There is actually a Kissing Rock.
Oh, I'm sure of that, huh? Do the girls ever refuse to kiss their dates?
Well, sir, the rock hasn't fallen yet.
They probably starched the rock, too, you know. That's just one vast field of starch, the whole place. Well, Craig, I've kidded you, but I want you to know how I really feel about West Point. The discipline they practice and the things they teach help keep our country strong. And you're a good advertisement for them. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You run your $20 no more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Mrs. Shaw and Officer Smith still lead with $320.
Now, here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected Roman numerals as your category. Now, your partners, you decide on everything between you. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
The whole 20, Groucho.
Is that...
I guess so.
What does the Roman numeral X stand for?
10, sir.
10 is correct.
Well, you're off to a good start. You have $40.
Let me go in for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $40 you going to bet on this one?
The whole 40.
Okay, what is our equivalent of the Roman numeral C?
100.
100.
You now have $80.
Here's your third question. How much of the 80 are you going to try?
The whole 80.
What is our equivalent of the Roman numeral V?
5.
Correct.
You've now climbed to $160.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Now, how much are you going to bet?
All of it.
All of them. What does the Roman numeral M stand for?
1,000.
1,000 is right.
And you wind up with $320. And that means that you and Mrs. Shaw and Officer Smith, also with $320, will get a chance for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question in just 1 minute.
Thanks and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Fenneman, why don't you tell our audience what's so special about the Groucho Special used cars?
Well, that's easy, Groucho. They're the finest used car values in town. You see, because the new DeSoto is so popular, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer is getting the cream of the crop in fine used cars. All great values, but just a few of the very best are being selected as Groucho Specials. These are the really exceptional used car values your DeSoto Plymouth dealer picks as the best buys in town.
My DeSoto Plymouth dealer picks them? You mean he goes all over the country picking out Groucho Specials? Doesn't that keep him pretty busy?
Now, you know better than that, Groucho. Each DeSoto Plymouth dealer picks out his own Groucho Specials.
Oh. Well, tell him about the beautiful picture on the windshield of the Groucho Specials, Fenneman.
Sure, Groucho. Folks, that's the Groucho Special sticker with Groucho's picture. The Groucho Special sticker is your dealer's way of pointing out the very best used car buys he has. Now, you no longer need take a chance when you buy a used car. Just look for the Groucho Special sticker. What's more, your neighborhood DeSoto Plymouth dealer can arrange convenient budget payments for you.
Friends, visit your neighborhood DeSoto Plymouth dealer and look for the Groucho Specials. And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you.
Well, Groucho, here are the two couples tied for the chance at the big question. Each couple will decide on a single answer and write it down on a little piece of paper we've given them. If both couples get it right, they'll split the money between them. Okay?
One of the most famous roads in the world was constructed more than 2,000 years ago. It was 132 miles in length and ran south from Rome. Parts of it are still to be seen. For $1,000, what is the name of this historic highway? I hope they both know. Well, the West Pointers are not only smart, but so are the Los Angeles police. They both got the answer, which is the Appian Way. All kissing each other. Well, each couple won $500 on the Appian Way. Congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sure to tune in again next week at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember that the dealers who sell the distinguished 1953 DeSoto also sell the brilliant new Plymouth, the first truly balanced car in the low-priced field. DeSoto, Plymouth, two great new cars. Both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see the distinguished new DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Don't be a wacky walker. Remember, walkers wise use their eyes. You Bet Your Life. Transcribed from Hollywood is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fetterman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You Bet Your Life is heard by our armed forces throughout the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is foot. F-O-O-T.
Really?
You bet your life. It's Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood and brought to you by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The dealers who bring you America's most talked-about new car, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto, and the exciting new Plymouth. See them both at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Just a faded summer love. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples.
We have a young married couple for you, Groucho. Mm-hmm. So will Hilda...
Not for me.
Yes, Hilda
and... for each other, Fenneman.
Hilda and William Bittles, would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word, and the wife will take home the $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Pretty cute-looking dish here, huh? Let's see, Hilda and William Bittles, eh? Bittles, what kind of a name is Bittles?
Sir, it is a pure Irish name.
Pure Irish? Well, what is pure Irish? I know what pure Scotch is. I don't know what pure... Where in Ireland are you from?
Donegal, County Donegal.
County Donegal.
That is right.
Mrs. Bittles, that's you, huh?
Yes.
You're married to Pat O'Brien here, huh?
William Bittles, Mr. Marx.
Sure, it is the luck of the Irish.
That's a good thing.
Yes, and sure, and it is. Let's see, your first name is Hilda?
Yes.
Oh. What part of Sweden are you from, Hilda?
Well, I'm not from Sweden. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, but I claim Georgia as my home.
I see. How long have you been married, Bill?
4 years.
Mm-hmm. You look like you're pretty happy about it, are you?
Oh, just happy I am. I have to keep pinching myself.
Why do they say everything backwards over there? Sure, just happy I am.
I have to pinch myself once in a while just to remind myself that I really am married and in America.
Well, if you have to pinch yourself, it can't be much of a marriage. Eh? Hilda, could you tell us how you met County Donegal here?
Yes, I was working for the Red Cross in Fullerton, and one day a girlfriend telephoned and asked if I would date this young man who had just arrived in the United States from Ireland. He had been here 3 months. He was living in the YMCA, and he hadn't had a date since his arrival.
It's hard to get one in the YMCA. You didn't try the YWCA at all, eh? You were in the Red Cross?
Yes.
And did you always answer these emergency calls like this?
Oh, yes, Mr. Marks.
Uh-huh. I mean, how did they know that you wanted to go out with a young man? Was there something
I was single, and he was single, and I enjoyed going out. And he was certainly looking forward to a date.
And your girlfriend phoned you?
Yes, she did.
What did they have? Did they have an alarm in the office or something, like in a firehouse? New fella just got in?
No.
Well, Bill, I'm curious. Why did you leave Ireland in the first place?
Well, I had...
What should I say? Why in the first place did you be after leaving Ireland?
Happy I am will be to tell you now. I had the good fortune to be attached to an American unit in North Africa during the war. I have been in the British Army, and I was picked with 2 other young officers to be attached to this unit. Anyhow, I saw how the Americans lived, how they ate and behaved. They were getting about 4 times the pay I was getting, and they had 4 pairs of shoes to my 1 pair of boots, and they got fresh underclothes as many times as they wanted all day. So I said, if I ever got out of this mess alive, I would go to the United States of America and make my home there. If a country did so much for its fighting men, who weren't doing any more than stopping bullets like we were, that it must be a wonderful country worthy of living in.
I see.
So,
in other words... In other words, you actually came to America to get a clean suit of underwear, is that it? So what are some of the differences you find between living in Ireland and living in California?
Well, the weather, of course, is the big feature. The food, all this wonderful food here, there are no rations or anything. You can have as much as you want, as many times as you want.
The food is different here. In this country, you can get excellent Irish food, you know, in any French restaurant. What's the most unusual dish you've come across in this country, in addition to Hilda?
Well, I would say corn on the cob was the biggest surprise to me.
It was, huh?
I'd never seen corn on the cob before.
Don't they smoke them over there?
No, I had never seen it before. So when I got out here, I
Did you smoke a corncob pipe in Ireland, didn't you?
No.
MacArthur does, huh? You smoke a clay pipe over there.
A clay pipe, yeah, that's right.
That's what they... I once asked an Irishman, I says, why do you smoke a clay pipe? He says, well, if you drop it, you don't have to pick it up. What sort of work are you doing here in America?
I happen to be an instrument engineer for the Fluor Corporation here in Los Angeles.
What is that? Fluoroscopes?
No, they are engineers and designers of refineries and pulsation dampeners and cooling towers, etc.
I see. Yeah. Well, there's no use going any further, but I don't understand what you're talking about anyway. Well, let's quit this foreign gab and see if you can win some money here. Because it's time to play You Bet Your Life. All you have to do is run your $20 no more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the big money. Let's see how high I can bet you $20. You selected complete the name of the firm. I'll give you one of the names of nationally known business firms, and you give me the other. Here's your first question. Now, how much will you bet?
Shall we bet it all?
Well, I've been adventurous in America up to now. I'll take a chance on you all.
How much? $20, you bet?
$20.
All right. This firm publishes dictionaries. The first name is Funk. What is the second name?
Funk and Wagner.
That's right, Funk and Wagner.
Off to a good start. You have $40.
All right. Now, how much of your $40 will you bet on your second question?
Would you like to bet it all?
Yes.
We would like to bet it all.
All right. This firm is noted for their fine sporting goods. The first name is Abercrombie. What is the second?
And Fitch.
One answer now between you. Abercrombie and...
I think it's Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
That's right.
You now have $80.
I was thinking of hair time.
You better give me some Irish friends.
All right, here's your third question. You have 80 smackers. Now, how much are you going to risk?
Yes, all right.
$80 you're going to bet. This firm is known for their surgical supplies. The first name is Johnson. What is the second?
Surgical supplies.
Yes.
Yep. Band-Aids, all kinds of things.
What is it, honey?
I don't know.
First name is Johnson. Take a guess now.
Johnson and Vic.
No. It's so easy to. It's Johnson and Johnson.
Oh, no.
Well, they lost all their money, Groucho.
Well, we can't allow anybody to leave here flat broke. I'll give you one more question. Get this right, and we bring your winnings up to $25. We all know that Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Now, I want you to tell me what is the lowest mountain in the world.
The lowest mountain?
The lowest mountain.
There's no low mountain.
Yes, it is. It's Grant's Tomb. You win $25. Sorry you didn't win more, Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, before we continue, here's something I want you to hear about the beautiful new DeSoto.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it in the distinguished new DeSoto. This new DeSoto is a really beautiful car with long, low, wide, glamorous lines. What's more, in the DeSoto, you can drive without shifting, thanks to DeSoto's famous tip-toe hydraulic shift with fluid drive. In a DeSoto, you simply turn the key, step on the gas, and go. Just as important, DeSoto is a safer car with such important features as DeSoto full-time power steering, the power steering that works for you all the time, DeSoto safety rim wheels, and big, sure DeSoto power brakes, the brakes that require just half the pedal pressure of ordinary brakes. You'll find that the DeSoto is a better driving car, cushioned and protected by remarkable DeSoto Oriflow shock absorbers and new scientific spring suspension, and powered by the world's most efficient engine design, the mighty 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome V8 engine. So stop in at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow. See this stunning new car, either the mighty 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the brilliantly responsive PowerMaster 6. Both great cars let you drive without shifting.
Make a date now to try the world's finest carbide.
The distinguished new DeSoto.
And remember, the dealers who sell the distinguished new DeSoto also sell the truly balanced 53 Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars.
Okay, George, who is next?
Well, Groucho, we have a grandfather and a young mother for you now, and here they are, Mrs. Betty Finney and Mr. Jack Martin. Please come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, howdy doody. Welcome, youngsters, to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mrs. Betty Finney. Mrs. Finney, I'll start with you. Where are you from, Betty? I'll call you Betty, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm from Tacoma,
You
Washington.
don't object to this familiarity?
No, not at all.
You're from where?
Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma, huh? You mind if I ask your age? You don't look old enough to mind. How old are you?
No, I'm 28.
28. Well, you're a fine-looking gal. You're married, huh?
Yes.
No. The whole thing goes out the window. What sort of work does your husband do?
He's an appliance salesman at Cliff Swanson's in Studio City.
He's an appliance salesman?
Mm-hmm. Household appliances.
Oh, I see. Huh? Mr. Martin, how old are you?
65.
65. Well, you're a fine-looking lad. You certainly don't look 65. How do you keep looking so vigorous?
I don't drink and I don't smoke, and I never worry, no matter what happens.
You have nothing to worry about. Nothing's going to happen to you, Jack, old boy. Where are you originally from, Jack?
New York City. I was born at the Belasco Theater's location.
You were born on the stage of the Belasco Theater?
No, 44th Street, where the Belasco Theater is.
Oh, I see. Do you remember what it was like in that neighborhood 65 years ago?
Oh, they were all high stoops.
The whole neighborhood was high stoops? Well, there were a few of us low stoops around, too. Yeah, that's the only place they call them stoops, I think, is in New York.
New York City.
Yeah, when I first left New York, I was born on 78th Street in New York. That's true.
East Side?
Yeah, Lexington Avenue, right in the heart of 3 breweries, Rupert's, Eretz, and Ringling's. And I used to hobble to school in the morning with the smell of the hops coming out of the breweries. Oh, this is true. And there was a big clock at Eretz, on top of Eretz.
George Eretz.
Yeah, that's right. That's how he told time. And that's when we knew we were late, which was most of the time. Well, enough of this reminiscing. Betty, Fenneman introduced you as a young mother. How many children do you have?
I have a set of twins.
Well, congratulations. I have a set of encyclopedias. Would you like to make a swap?
No.
You give me your 2, and I'll give you Quag to Sam. Are twins very common, Betty? I know some of the twins I've met are pretty common, but I'm referring to yours now.
Well, the odds are 80 to 1.
80 to 1? Mm-hmm. Did you consult a bookie instead of a doctor when you...
No, I read some statistics on it.
You read the statistics on it. Do you believe this, Jack, that the odds are 80 to 1?
Yes, it's a fact, because I saw it in the paper, too.
Oh. You don't happen to have twins, do you, Jack?
No, not yet.
You haven't? You haven't got twins, huh?
No.
Jack, you're a grandfather, is that right?
Yes, sir, 8 times.
Are you pretty handy with a diaper?
Experience.
How many children do you have?
4.
4, huh? Do you have any comments to make about today's children? How do you feel they compare with yesterday's squawkers?
Well, the children today are nothing like when we were kids.
No, that's true. They're much younger.
No. They're very disobedient. It's hard to make them do anything. And they're not even polite to the elders.
Is that, you think that's true, Betty?
Oh, not in my experience.
No.
She's too young.
Yeah, I guess. When you were a kid, Jack, what did you do for fun? How did you play? Without television, hot rods, space uniforms, and comic books? What sort of innocent fun did you indulge in?
Oh, we had a gang on 10th Avenue.
You had a gang on 10th Avenue?
Yeah.
What kind of a gang was this?
It's called the Red Shirt Gang. One of the boys had a red shirt, and we called it the Red Shirt Gang. And we used to go around and steal sandwiches and apples and stuff all the time.
Now, Betty, aren't you sorry your twins weren't born in his generation?
No.
You wouldn't have all the expense of bringing them up. The sheriff would be doing it for you. Well, you're a nice couple, and I'd like to go on talking to you, but now it's time to play You Bet Your Life. Now, you run your $20 and the more than their other couples, and you get a chance at the $1,000 question.
The first couple went broke, and the secret word is foot.
You selected Sights of London. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$20.
$20. Don't you want to consult with your partner here at all?
No.
Is this satisfactory?
Yeah.
All right. What is the residence of the royal family in London called?
The Buckingham Palace.
That is correct.
You're on your way. You have $40.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $40 are you going to bet this time?
20.
20.
Huh?
40.
40?
40.
All right, I bet the
Now,
40.
she's grabbing the reins, huh? There's a famous district of wharves and warehouses that is the residential area for the Chinese population of London. What is this district called?
Limehouse District.
That's right.
You now have $80.
Here's your third question. How much will you bet?
She insists on 80.
Well, of course. She's got twins. You haven't, have you? All right. Sir Walter Raleigh and many other political prisoners were confined in a building where the crown jewels are now displayed. What is the name
Tower
of this
of
building?
London.
That's correct.
You now have $160.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
All of it.
All of it. English kings and queens are crowned in one of the most celebrated churches of the British Empire. What is the name of this church?
It's Westminster Abbey.
That is absolutely correct.
And you wind up with $320.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho, we invited some grammar school boys to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Eddie Rissman. His partner is Mr. Barry O'Neill. So, gentlemen, would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
The shrimp boat must have just got in, huh? Barry O'Neill and Eddie Risman. Risman?
Yes,
Risman. Which one of you is Eddie Risman?
I am.
You are. How old are you, Eddie?
10 and a half.
Where are you from originally?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Married?
No.
Have you got a girlfriend?
No.
Why not? You're a handsome lad.
Oh, I'm too busy for that. That's sissy stuff.
You think that boys who like girls are sissies, eh? Okay, I'm a sissy and I'm proud of it. Huh? Barry O'Neill, huh? That's you? You're a fine broth of a boy. Now, how old are you, Barry, my lad?
19.
19, that's a fine age. And what part of Ireland are you from, Barry?
I'm not born in Ireland. I'm born in Stuttgart, Germany.
Well, I knew it all the time. Anybody named Barry O'Neill has to be from Stuttgart. Why, it's written all over you. You're as Irish as sauerkraut. How is it you're from Germany with a name like Barry O'Neill?
It's not my real name. My real name is Rolf Schliehoff.
Rolf Schliehoff?
Yes.
And you changed it to Barry O'Neill? That's quite a journey, huh? Why did you change your name?
Well, I like the name Barry O'Neill because Rolf Schliehoff is hard to pronounce, and I live with Irish people, so I prefer to take the name O'Neill.
Oh. You lived with Irish people, huh?
Yes.
What prompted you to come to this country, Barry? Did you have any particular reason?
Oh, yes. It's I was, as a small boy, I always liked to come to the United States because it's a great country. And during the war, my mother, she used to wash laundry for American GIs, and I used to deliver the laundry, and I used to meet an American GI, and I told him I'd like to go to the United States. And he lied to his folks, and he sponsored me, and after 2 years, I had the opportunity to come to the United States, and I'm sure happy I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Are you working, Barry?
Yes, I do. I work in a machine shop in Southgate.
Oh, I see. And what do you do there?
I'm a milling machine operator.
You're a what?
Milling machine.
Milling machine? Oh.
Yes.
What do you do on a job like that?
Well, I'm cutting gears and cams and all different kind of work.
I used to cut classes in school, but of course that's a different business. Have you picked up any American hobbies like the Bugs Bunny Club since you're here?
I have no time for hobbies.
You don't have time for hobbies at all? No. You mean you don't like girls either?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm not completely alone up here. What do you do with your spare time, Barry?
I'm a professional fighter, and...
A boxer?
Yes.
Oh, you work all day and train every night, huh?
Yes.
Don't you occasionally take a night off for other things?
Yes, and Monday nights I'm going to National Guard.
You'll have to wind back in Germany again delivering the wash, you know that. I almost became a fighter, you know. Only two things kept me from being the greatest fighter of my time. Lack of ability and the fact that I was a coward. Eddie, have you ever had any fights around school?
Yes, I've lost most of them.
Oh, how nice, huh? What were you fighting about?
Well, a boy once pushed me off a bench, and that started a big fight.
What happened?
Oh, he pushed me off, and I got mad at him. I hit him, and he hit me back, and before you know it, we were in a fight.
Was there a girl involved in this?
No.
This is just man-to-man stuff, huh?
Yes.
Eddie, I'm curious. You know, you can win a lot of money around here tonight. Almost $1,000. Now, what would a boy do with all that money?
Well,
I might get a new house and furnish it with new icebox, stove, and rug maybe. Get my mother a new dress and, maybe a lot of other stuff I'd need. Baseball equipment.
Of course, are you aware at all of the actual value of the dollar today? I think it's 46 cents. Have you considered buying a car for your father?
No, he already has one.
I see, I'm afraid to ask the next question. Eddie, what kind of a car does your old man have? Is it a DeSoto?
No.
Eddie, I'll save you a lot of time. We will need to go through the formality of the quiz. Who was buried in Grant's tomb, you see? That's right. You lose $25. Well, you're nice boys, and I wish both of you the best of luck. Now, Barry, good luck to your new life in America. And Eddie, good luck to you in the quiz.
Thank you.
You'll certainly need it. All right, now let's see how much you can win. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Our second couple, the mother of twins and Mr. Martin, lead with $320.
Here we go. Let's see how I can bill you $20. You selected capitals of Central and South American countries. Was there any particular reason why you picked this category, Eddie?
Well, yes, we're studying that in school. And
I see, Well, that's unfortunate. All right, now. Here is your first question. How much will you risk?
19.
All right. What is the capital city of Chile?
San Diego.
San Diego is right,
You now have $39.
Remember, going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the 39 are you going to try?
38.
38. What is the capital city of Peru?
Lima.
Lima. It was named after a bean. That's right.
You now have $77.
And here's your third question. How much of the 77 are you going to try?
76.
76. All right. What is the capital city of Argentina?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires is right.
You now have $153.
Is your last chance to be the other couples? How much of this money are you going to bet?
All of it.
All of it. What is the capital city of Brazil?
Rio de Janeiro.
What is it?
Rio de Janeiro.
Right. Rio de Janeiro is right.
You wind up with $306, and that means that the mother of twins and Mr. Martin with $320 in just 1 minute get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question.
Thanks and good luck.
Friends, we've heard the same report from all over the country. The Groucho Special used cars are the best used cars in town by far. Well, that makes very good sense to us. You see, to begin with, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer gets better cars in trade-in for new DeSotos and Plymouths. That means his whole stock of used cars are fine, well-conditioned cars that are really good bargains. But then he goes through that stock of fine used cars and picks a few of the very best as Groucho Specials. Groucho Specials are usually low-mileage, late-model cars, specially priced to make them red-hot bargains. When you see that Groucho Special sticker on a car, you know it's your DeSoto Plymouth dealer's way of pointing out what he thinks is a really good buy. Of course, all his used cars are bargain-priced with low down payments and easy budget payments stretching over many months. Tomorrow, stop in and see your friendly DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Examine his fine stock of wonderful used cars. Take special notice of those wonderful Groucho Specials. You better hurry, though, because they're going fast.
And when you drive in to see the Groucho Special, tell them Groucho sent you.
Here comes the winning couple, Groucho. The mother of twins and Mr. Martin, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. Right in here.
Well, if you win this, each of your twins could have $250. Assuming, unless Mr. Martin wants to give you the other $500. All right, here we go for $1,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. In September of 1942, General Leslie R. Groves was placed in charge of a newly created government agency delegated to develop the atomic bomb. For $1,000, what was the name of the first atomic bomb project that changed the course of history? Now talk it over. What is the answer you two decided upon? No, that's a tough question. It was the Manhattan Project or District. So that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. I'm sorry you didn't win more, but thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight from the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,500. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember that the dealers who sell the distinguished 1953 DeSoto also sell the brilliant new Plymouth, the first truly balanced car in the low-priced field. DeSoto, Plymouth, two great new cars. Both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see the distinguished new DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Twilight reduces visibility. Reduce your speed accordingly. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You Bet Your Life is heard by our armed forces throughout the world.